going, everybody? Welcome back. This is the JR Wisdom channel. I appreciate you guys tuning in once again. And today I'm going to be discussing a topic. It was in reference to a question one of my subscribers hit me up with a situation that she saw in reference to a video. And basically what it boils down to is this is something that we hear all the time on social media. I know I've been seeing it for like a couple years off and on. And it's like the nature of sharing it is just that, like, you would think that this is common sense. How a man treats you is how he feels about you. This is something that when I saw it, I'm just like, why is this spreading like wildfire? Isn't it common sense? And this is for anyone in life. How they treat you is how they feel about you. So what is it that's so hard? Why is it that this status is like an epiphany to some people? Do we really need to be told this, that how someone treats you is how they feel about you? Aren't you noticing this in relationships overall? When you deal with anybody, any interaction that goes on, and many people who are in relationships for an extended period of time, they get so used to certain things, whether it be you being treated quote unquote positively or negatively, you don't realize it till a lot of times after the relationship is over. Even though your friends may be telling you, you put up with that, you deal with that, you shouldn't be treated that way, that's disrespectful, but you become so accustomed to it and used to it and put up with it, or you have a high threshold for pain, so to speak, that you may not even view it as pain anymore, which is weird. So the situation that my subscriber, and I was going to read the email, but it was rather lengthy, so I'm just going to get to the meat and potatoes of what it was about, was basically the video she said that she was watching was that a husband was obviously married, it was a couple, and he had a side chick, he had a woman on the side. And I guess somewhere along the lines of the video, and I may be misquoting it, but basically he was going to leave the wife for the side chick, but the side chick or the mistress basically said, no, stay with your wife. Encouraged him to stay with his wife. And it's kind of like throwing everybody off guard, you know, that I guess that's watching it is like, why would you encourage the husband to stay with the wife instead of being with you? And you know, there's songs, there's music videos, there's movies that touch on this topic, and I can't speak from a perspective, and I don't think that my subscriber that was asking me this question was wanting me to speak from a perspective of why a woman would do this, but more so she was asking what is going on, I guess from a male perspective, what's going on in his mind in this particular situation. Why is it that he is willing to, or what is it about men that want to be with multiple women, I guess, so to speak? Is it insecurity? Is it just the nature of it? Is it just that men have to be with multiple women? Do they just want to have their cake and eat it too? Things like that. I don't know. I didn't see the video. She didn't send me a link to the video. But based upon this, I feel that you are, or men do have certain desires. Some men have desires to have multiple women in a relationship. Be polygamous, polyamorous, whatever you want to call it. They desire to have these types of relationships sometimes. And if that's the case, some men, and this is a completely separate email, I'm going to address this because I just had a subscriber email me something similar to this. Some men may not make that clear up front in relationships with women, and this is where some women get confused about it. Well, why didn't you tell me this up front? Some men, as they get older, they figure that this is something that they want to partake in as they get older, and to have multiple women, and for everybody to just be one big happy family and help each other out and love one another. And what is it once again? Love is cursed by monogamy, but isn't it, could it be considered monogamy? But I guess mono in the monogamy means one. But if you're all in one relationship, it's polygamy, obviously. But if we're all on the same accord, if they're all loving one another, what does that make it? You get what I'm saying? So basically, out of all that, I can't speak as far as how a man feels in that particular situation. What I can say is, in terms of how someone treats you, is basically it doesn't have to be something that's just like, oh wow, that's so profound. We have to start realizing our worth. We have to start knowing our worth. We have to start having our own self preservation, our own self worth at the end of the day, instead of depending on that for someone else to tell us what it is that we're worth. You know what I'm saying? And we find a lot of times in relationships that our identity becomes what our partner says our identity is, instead of, having that self-esteem. I think Cat Williams said it on a video. It's called self-esteem. How can I tell you how to feel about yourself? And this is where our upbringing comes into. This is where our self-discovery, this is where knowing who we are comes into play. Because no one is going to say or do anything to you in a moment, whether it be an insult or trying to degrade you, that they don't directly feel about themselves in that moment, if that makes any sense. So in a particular moment where you engage with someone and they are trying to tear you down, like purposely, like going all out, I'm trying to make you feel horrible at this point. Which, if a man is doing that, I can't. He's got a little bit too much feminine energy going on to conduct himself in that matter. So if you guys that are doing that, check yourself before you argue with a woman. And I did a video about that also. You, as men, you shouldn't argue. A man shouldn't. To you ladies, a man should not argue with you. If you got a man that's actively engaging in an argument with you, then he's got too much feminine energy going on. Because a lot of times you ladies can engage a man to get an emotional response out of him. And sometimes that's the only way you will get a response, because you may not be getting the love from him or the affection. So you would rather take the negative energy or create something to pick with him to generate some type of response, even if it is negative, because he's engaging with you at that particular moment. Or the only other time that he's engaging you is when you're having a sexual encounter. So all of this goes into, pay attention to your relationship with your significant other and how they react. How they treat you. How they treat you is how they feel about you. Whether they only want to see you when it's time to have sex. They are constantly putting you down. They never give you any compliments on how beautiful you are. They never take you out. They never want to show you off. Things like that. That's how they feel about you. And as a man, if I'm head over heels over a woman and we're in a relationship, I'm going to do my best to make her feel that she's wanted. Because that's all the women, y'all don't care about that love stuff. Y'all want to feel wanted, and I'm going to do my best to make her feel wanted, make her, compliment her and things like that. So that way she knows how I feel about her. And a lot of times the lack of letting a woman, which is the weirdest thing, this whole relationship, and I know I'm kind of dragging on, but I just want to get all this stuff out. A woman spends a lot of her time in relationships wondering how a man feels about her, or even in interactions. I wonder, does he love me? Does he feel this way about me? Does he think I'm beautiful? And you spend so much time on that, but at the same time, those shortcomings of him, or him holding back, is basically also what's drawing you to him. And I've touched on this as well. That's what's drawing you to him. And it's kind of like, it's one of those things where you're just like, I hate this, but without me even knowing, this is what is attracting me to him. Because it's a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. But that's probably one of the biggest search terms on YouTube, is how do I know how he feels about me? How can I tell how he feels about me? How can I tell if he loves me? How can I tell this, this, and this? You can tell, you can tell by the way a man treats you in general, whether that be in the whole dating scheme. When you're with the woman, or when you're with your guy, or this guy you're in love with or you have feelings with, whenever he's with you, he should be treating you like you're the only woman around, like you're his wife, like you're Cinderella. You know what I mean? That's how you should be treated in his presence. Outside of his presence, that doesn't dictate that he doesn't feel a certain way about you when the attention's not on you, when you're not in his presence. Just because he's not talking to you while you guys aren't together doesn't mean that he's not into you, if that makes any sense. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's why a lot of you women want to be all up under your man at all times of the day. You want to always be around him. You always want to text him. You always want his attention. That means you're head over heels in love with this guy, instead of just letting the pressure off and easing back and letting him do his thing as a man. And that's what's going to make him more attracted to you at the end of the day. And I know this video is turned into something it's not, but I just want to explain this whole situation in terms of how a man treats you. And in the absence of any type of communication, don't feel that that means that he's turned off. It doesn't. And a lot of women tend to think that. Now, if you're in a relationship, obviously you guys should be talking daily, but you guys shouldn't be on the phone and communicating all throughout the day, because people got jobs, people have a purpose. You can't chit chat. And I want to clear this up. A man with purpose and drive and things going on can't be chit chatting with you on the phone all day. And what that will cause anyway is you won't be attracted to him anymore. So this is something that you must realize. You really won't be attracted to him if all this is going on. You'll slowly lose that attraction for him. So I just want to clear that up. Hopefully I kind of expounded on some of these things. Look at your overall interaction with your partner or this man of your dreams or whoever it is. Take into account of certain things when you're in each other's presence. How does he treat you? How does he treat you when you're in his presence? Do you feel that he's putting you off? Do you feel that he treats other women better than you? Because some of you don't really care if he has multiple women, as long as you feel like you're the number one. That's what's important, right? So I encourage you, be that person. Be the loving, best loving, caring person you can be. And if that's not being reciprocated to you, then it's time to step out and keep it moving. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you have a situation going on or your thoughts on this. If you haven't yet, I encourage you right now to gently press that subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all the notifications for all my future videos. I've been hearing that there's a lot of you guys who aren't getting notifications for my videos. It's like when I check my analytics, it's very low. It's like 10% or whatever. But, hopefully you guys, are clicking the bell and you receive that. Also, I'm going to invite you guys to subscribe to my other two channels. I also started a fitness channel as well. It's called Wisdom Fitness. The link will be in the description. And I also invite you guys to subscribe to the Hustler's Apprentice, where I'll be talking about different topics involving basically about hustling, credit, real estate, jobs, my experience with jobs, things all involving that as well. So feel free to hit subscribe on that. I'll be putting out a lot of content soon. I'm just getting everything up. The pages are set up, so content will be coming soon as well. Also, in reference to this topic, I'm going to be listing some videos that should be popping up here shortly. You'll see. Go ahead and check those out for more information on what I'm talking about right now. And with that being said, peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And remember, anything lost can be found again except for time wasted. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.